Hi guys, Nick Jennison on behalf of Victory Amps, and today we're taking a look at my 6 favourite tones from Victory's new V1 Kraken pedal. Now you guys know that I'm a super Kraken user, that's my favourite amp. I also love the V4 Kraken amp, I use it all the time when I play live, so I'm intimately familiar with how this line of amps is supposed to sound. However, if you're not, they essentially give you British mid to high gain tones and searing, soaring American gain in one amp, and in this case, in one pedal. And perhaps the tone that the Kraken is best known for is its super articulate high gain rhythm sound. So without further ado, let's take a listen to that tone, but from the V1 Kraken pedal. So while the Kraken series of amplifiers are undoubtedly very popular in the metal community, with good reason, they're not just about those chugga-chuggas. And in fact, the Super Kraken Gain 2 with the focus engaged is my all-time favourite solo sound. So let's see if we can conjure a similarly addictive solo sound from our V1 Kraken pedal. So thus far we've been listening to the higher extremes of the V1 Kraken's gain range, but there's actually a ton of gain range on tap. If you turn the gain control down, we start to get into that gain 1 British kind of territory. To that end, let's grab some single coils and let's see if we can get some classic early 70s British single coil hard rock and metal tones. Moving to the opposite extreme, one of the things that the Kraken amps do super well is they stay really tight and really articulate no matter how low you tune. So to that end, we're going to grab a 30-inch scale baritone guitar, albeit with some medium output passive pickups. We're going to run that into our V1 Kraken, again into a clean amp, and we're going to see how tight the low end stays when we play those big thunderous low notes. Now, it's not just the gain range that's hugely versatile on our V1 Kraken pedal, it's also the EQ range, particularly the mid-range control, which has a huge range of travel and tons of tonal variety within. If you turn it up, it starts to get very vocal and very mid-rangey for solos. If you turn it down, however, we can get a very convincing take on that Bay Area thrash sound, and while I certainly don't have Papa Het's downpicking chops, we can definitely get in that tonal territory by ducking a little bit of mid-range out. Let's take a listen to that now. Now, one of the other tricks that the V1 Kraken has up its sleeve is that it can be tailored to work with just about any amp thanks to the really powerful EQ matrix, specifically in this case, the treble and bass controls. Now, to that end, we're going to explore two very different clean sounds from our Super Kraken and this V4 copper preamp. Now, I've set the copper up to be very bright and sparkly with a mid-range dip and quite a lot of low-end extension. By contrast, the Super Kraken's clean is mid-forward and even slightly nasal at times and has a little bit of a tuck in the low end, and we'll see how quickly we can go from a tone that works with one amp through to a tone that works with the other. So there you go, guys. That's been a look at my 6 favorite tones from Victory's new V1 Kraken pedal. Make sure you check out the other videos in this series where we do a similarly deep dive on the other pedals in the V1 range. My name is Nick Jennison on behalf of Victory Amps, and I will see you next time.